Hello everybody and welcome back to Let's Play Rule the Waves 3 as Japan. So, get my timer started. We are 9 months into a war with Britain and France. As an honorable mention, Germany still has not joined in. However, their tensions with France are sitting at 10, so hopefully we are a few turns out from them joining in finally. Italy has been sitting at 14 tensions with Britain, and they still haven't gone to war though, so that's something to consider. I'm hopeful that Germany will be more inclined to join just simply because, we have an alliance already. While Italy is just holding off until Germany joins in because Italy doesn't want to go to war with Britain without Germany going to war with France to help Japan in their war against Britain. This is just a mess of diplomacy, basically. But yeah. So hopefully Italy will join soon. Hopefully they do. But yeah. Let's go ahead and continue on. I'm pretty sure we already got this before, and I doubt it changed magically between turns. The British CV, the Hermes. 63 aircraft. It is it's a Roxburgh class, so it's sort of whatever. Nothing particularly interesting there. Coincidentally, we steal the blueprints, but Britain has to delay construction due to unspecified problems. I'm just going to say it's because we stole the only copy of the blueprints. That makes the most sense to me. Don't know why you need to tell me this twice for Britain. Well, at least twice in the same turn. Ooh. I didn't realize Spain and Britain were getting pissy with one another as well. I completely missed that. Okay. I'd rather have Italy go to war with them first in terms of getting an alliance. Spain's kinda useless as an ally, in my opinion, compared to Italy. They have a smaller fleet than us and half the budget, and their technological development is considered behind. While Italy is very advanced with the rest of, I'm just gonna say it, the first world countries of this game. I mean, granted, Italy's more of Italy's not really the greatest in this game when it comes to budget in general compared to, USA, Britain, Germany, Russia, France. They're really not. They have the potential to get a decent budget just because of the Mediterranean's pretty rich, but you gotta conquer shit to do it. And to conquer shit, you gotta go to war with France and Britain, which are not fun people to fight in general, especially when you don't have a sizable budget or an ally who can help you. So, if you're Italy, getting an alliance with Germany is very helpful, because they can help to keep Britain and France occupied in Northern Europe while you try to just capture as much stuff as you can as quickly as possible in the Mediterranean. The Mediterranean is also not a fun place to fight after the invention of aircraft. It's not too bad with the early versions, but once you basically get to that interwar period of aircraft, it's no longer fun. Because the sheer number of air bases you can put in the Mediterranean and just cover it with aircraft to the point where it's so many aircraft it blots out the sun type thing. No thanks. It's not a fun place to fight. I advise against it. I advise conquering as much of the Mediterranean as you possibly can before the invention of aircraft. Auto-resolve that because I don't care to fight it. Oh, see, we didn't let the army steal some of our budget, and they actually managed to do something useful. I don't know where they did this, because I don't think we share a land border anywhere with Britain or France. Oh, finally. Jesus, thank you for finally giving me a budget increase. Oh, well, shit. It's low intelligence. What the fuck are our spies doing? Well, that's a shame. Hey, Italy. Spain. Why don't you go to war with Britain? I think that sounds like a great idea. Okay, so we've lost Germany as an ally, which really sucks. But they might still end up being an ally because they'll go to war with France, hopefully. We just gotta hold out till then. But I don't know how long that'll be. Oh, did the British just bring their entire navy into the Indian Ocean? Okay, we got one turn. Well, yeah, as far as I'm concerned, we got one turn of being able to do this. So, let's try this again with a tiny, tiny fleet. Actually, we don't have the budget, I think, to really afford that, so never mind. France declines. Oh, France doesn't decline this one. That's interesting. Here they got a battle cruiser and a CVL, and then another battle cruiser elsewhere in the area, and we have a CL and 2 destroyers. Well, fuck it, why not? I'm sure it'll work out swell for us. We have aircraft, right? Not from you. No, we don't have aircraft at all, actually. We're going to be relying on the Nanny Was fancy schmancy HSMs to win us this, because we did not build an airbase at New Caledonia. I'm not 100% certain as to why that is. We probably just didn't get around to it, if I had to make a guess. More missiles. More missiles. Anyway, you still got missiles. Fire all. Because those are really your only way of defeating it. And then just pelting it with 6-inch gunfire. And then you guys try to go in with smoke. And torpedo it if at all possible. Oh, you already expended your torpedoes, did you? Oh, well, yeah, because you literally just fired them. Shigashima, or Shimakaze rather, needs you to get into an actual position where you can do something with your torpedoes. There we go. Ah, those are the type of battles I like. I like those type of battles. Suck on that, France. No CV was actually here. Or CVL rather, I think it was. What was this battle cruiser out of curiosity? It was the Strasbourg, which doesn't really sound all that French to me. Did they steal this from the Germans? For some reason I feel like it's a German thing. Ooh, geez. Did those missiles actually really do any damage? I'm curious. No, they look to have done basically nothing. Oh, we got an engine room hit with one from the Naniwa, and a belt upper superstructure hit that penetrated from the Amagiri. But nothing too significant in that regard. But they killed their oh yeah, they didn't do this right here. I think is really what helped screw them over before the torpedoes came in. Was all of that flooding that they were unable to properly handle. 10,000 VP for that, and all they got was a measly 77. Can we have more battles like that, please? Solid state launcher circuitry reduces missile mount reload time. Reduces missile mount reload time. And topside load for SAM. Wonderful. Anything interesting here? Doesn't really look like it off just from a quick glance. Tensions with Germany reduced as we are at war with our historical enemy, Great Britain. Tensions between China and Italy increased because of different government systems. But nothing indicating war between Italy and Britain, or Germany and France. But again, you know, hopefully soon. I mean, look at these tensions. Italy and Britain are at 16. How are they not at war with one another yet? I think it's like after you get past 10 where you get over this line, and that's basically the line that says, hey, war is going to break out soon unless something is done to decrease tensions. Yeah, it really does look like they just straight up abandoned everything except for the Indian Ocean for some reason, and I'm not quite sure why. And I wish I had the budget to actually, you know, make use of that, but unfortunately I don't. Let's see. Anything interesting here? Not really. Oh, and they move now to Southeast Asia. Oh, those tensions went down a little bit. But in exchange, looks like Italy and France went up a bit. Come on, guys, just go to war. You know you want to. It's very obvious that you want to go to war. So just do it. I'll resolve that. I don't know how you managed to have an indecisive battle against a corvette, but great job. I couldn't tell based off the name if that was a British or a French ship. It's probably British, though. I think that was in the Indian Ocean, and the French don't have anything there. More money is always helpful, thank you. That's not useful. You're giving me the same information again and again. anything interesting here? USA and France go down. USA and Italy go up. Britain can't make up their mind if they want to be in the Indian Ocean or Southeast Asia, evidently. I am frankly shocked that war still is not breaking out. Look at this. Britain and the USA are at 11 now. Come the fuck on, guys. Go to war. You clearly want to. There are 3 countries that want to kill the British right now, and that's not including us. But they are refusing to actually go that extra step and declare war. And Germany and France and Italy and France could do their own little war there as well. I don't care who goes to war with Britain or France, so long as it's not Spain first or second. I will take Germany and the USA as allies in a war against Britain and France, gladly. I'll take Italy, even. Spain is like my 5th choice. I'll resolve that. Don't let them off lightly. I'm gonna kill our diplomats if they fuck this up. Have I said how much I hate our diplomats? Have I said that? I feel like I've probably said that. Probably a dozen times over the course of this series. Can I chuck them out a window? I'm not joking. Can I chuck our diplomats out a fucking window? Oh, goddamn. Yep, wonderful. That's fine. Whatever. Don't care. No. Damn it, game. There we go. We're making money again. Woohoo. I'm inclined to just probably end the series here realistically, because I don't see us going to war again. At least not having anything particularly interesting. Pick our research budget back up. Let's see. You guys are 2 different types of design, so... Let's see what we can do here. Okay, Gabe's not gonna let me actually do this. Because rules changed after the ship was built. That protected cruisers can only have 2 centerline turrets. Let's just ignore that that was not the case when the ship was originally built. Jesus, I don't think there's a way to actually make this work. I think this thing's actually just gonna have to be scrapped at this point. I think it's easier to just scrap it now. Oh yes, we're gonna make this a museum ship, definitely. Yep, that's fine. You, however, can be made into an upgraded ship. Because you can get helicopters. And better fire control. And towed sonar array. And, I think we get rid of the sea turret here, because it's not particularly useful. Spacious accommodations, because gotta do that nowadays. Drop the AA directors, and slap a heavy SAM in the midship. I think that'll do. I'd love to give you an autoloader, but I don't think I can really afford that unless I do a full rebuild and replace the machinery. Which I can certainly do, because why the hell not? Because it's expensive, that's true, it is. And I don't care. I really don't. New helicopter prototypes. I'm leaning towards the Yokosuka. It's the fastest of the bunch, but it doesn't have the most range, actually. So maybe I actually go with the Kawasaki. It's the slowest of the bunch. It's still faster than our current Mitsubishi. But it has better range. By quite a bit. And, just for shits and giggles, it can carry bombs, because why not? Sure, let's design a new one. Range and speed. Improved DCM reduces enemy cap and AA effectiveness with special squadron aboard and missile hit rates. Always helpful. We're just kind of going to ignore most of that stuff because it's not exactly relevant as far as I'm concerned anymore. I don't know where that is off the top of my head. I think I know where it is. And I think it's in a place that I don't care to go to. But let's just double check this. How do I spell it right, though? Oh no, I'm looked to be wrong. This is in the South Pacific. Fuck it, we'll take it. Of course, it doesn't go our way because we sort of suck at the whole colonization thing. Don't mind us. And a local warlord takes over, and we are criticized in the press for our schemes. But hey, tensions rose. Or not. Well, if they did, it must have gone down somewhere else because the budget didn't seem to increase due to tensions. I'd love to build a handful of those just for the hell of it. But good luck getting the budget for that. Sure. Go ahead and automatically assign someone to there. Oh yes, no, it's definitely Great Britain that we'll most likely go to war with again, if we bother letting the series run that long, of course. Queue up another Katsuragi. And that frees up some budget so we can queue up 2 Yakazes. But it's going to be a while till we get those in the field. And, okay, China is trying to go and take Mozambique. We're going to tell them no. I don't really care if our relations sour with China. In fact, I would love to go to war with them again if you let me, game. One last hurrah. We started the campaign with a war against China. Can we get another war against China to finish the series? Maybe retake the couple of territories they took from us when they had their revolution? Spending decreased because of low tensions. Tensions literally just went up with China quite a bit. Ooh, medium SSMs, wonderful. They pack a smaller punch, but they are, of course, lighter, so you can carry more. And they are more maneuverable, which means they're harder to shoot down, is what you're trading there. Which, of course, I'm curious about. Could I swap these out for a 4? What positions were those in again? I didn't pay attention. D and E, okay. D and E, can I do a 4? No, looks like we're going to be maxed out at 2 for mediums. Which is a bit of a shame, actually. Can we really not do? Nope, okay, we legitimately just can't. Actually, medium Sam in the midship. Not quite. Not quite. I'm still shocked that this thing is still around. Very expensive rebuild, and we don't have the money to afford it if I were to actually do that. So we're not going to. It was a out of curiosity thing more than anything else. I think I am going to probably end this series with this part. Safeguard our interests by negotiating another alliance with, well, you know, the USA is always choice number 1, except for when I want to go to war with Britain, because well, Germany has better capability to actually provide help there. So we'll go to war with Germany, or well, not go to war. We'll try to align ourselves with Germany again. Wonderful. New heavy jet fighters. Oh, damn, that's a lot faster. And a lot more range. Holy scheisse. I'm really liking the Kawasaki to replace the Kawanishi. Significantly faster, a lot more range. In fact, it's the best range of the bunch, but it's not the best speed of the bunch. It's actually the worst speed of the bunch, but I kind of prefer the range a bit more, all things considered. Bigger bomb loads, because why the hell not? And they have the ability to carry medium air-to-surface missiles, although we already had that ability, but I don't think we really use it much, realistically. But yeah, no, we're going to take that one. Reserve Fleet U to try to save a little bit of money. We're going to have to halt construction of U to avoid going bankrupt before any of our other things are released. Yeah, we're just gonna, I think, power through. Back our ally unconditionally, of course. And of course upsets Russia. Reduces report delay and allow missile launches at targets spotted by other ships. I thought we already had that, but apparently not. Solid state guidance systems increases missile hit rate. Wonderful. I can also unpause that. And we can queue up another Naniwa. So we actually have two of them, except just the one. Wonderful. The nationalists have forced the Diet to give us more money, which is great. Actually, they gave us quite a bit more money, in fact, more than I was anticipating, all things considered. I will take another Naniwa, so we have 3. Sure, we will cooperate with the Germans with a technology sharing agreement because we already have an alliance. Why not? And we're not going to go to war with them anyway. They don't have anything we want. Kawasaki already has an improved version of their helicopter. The only improvement seems to be that it's a tad bit tougher. I'll take it because there's no reason to say no, but it's not really that big of a deal. Queue up another Yakaze. Short-range air-to-air missiles improves air-to-air firepower. Wonderful. Well on our way to understanding improved missile submarines. Our new heavy jet fighters are ready to go. Italy wants to buy something. You know what? Sure, Italy. By all means. Why not? Why not sell it to them? Russia's interested in... yeah, fuck off, Russia. We've gone to war so many times. Why would I sell you anything? Well, clearly. So the economy is booming and government income is increasing. What is our recommendation? Well, we should build a highway system to promote long-term economic development. It gives us a little bit extra budget. Theoretically, it, I think, is also supposed to give you a payoff later on. But whether or not we actually see that depends. I don't know how far off that is, if it even is a thing it does. And the Diet says, okay, now that the nationalists are not showing up at the meeting today, we're going to decrease the budget. Thanks, guys. Well, at least it lasted long enough for us to get a couple of things out. Oh, same place is having issues. Someone must shoulder the burden. And a local warlord takes over again. We really suck at that. Medium-range air-to-air missiles. Wonderful. Increases fighter engagement ranges. And the nationalists said, hey, we didn't tell you you could reverse the budget. And so we got our budget increased back. Oh boy, they just can't make up their mind what the hell they want. And again, Jesus Christ. Oh, the nationalists failed to show up to the meetings today, and the budget is decreased yet again. Oh, okay, yep, no, we are literally going to do the not the Axis here at the very end. It's a bit late for that, don't you guys think? It's short on orders. They want to build another Naniwa with a 10% discount. I can't really afford that. Sorry. Oh, you ask if we can fight the British? Oh, well, yes. With a higher budget, we could have just as advanced ships as the British. Thanks for the budget increase. Now, if you guys could just stop taking it away. Ooh, fighting broken down the Balkans? This is clearly the meddling of the British. Who else would meddle in the Balkans? Internal upheaval in Bougainville. I don't know where the hell that is. I feel like it's in Africa somewhere. And I don't think I care for it. Wait. What? Well, that just can't be right. The only Bougainville I'm pulling up is Papua New Guinea, which I feel isn't quite right. But if true, someone must shoulder the burden. Okay, yep, it was in fact correct. I don't know why I felt like it was in Africa. I really did. We don't need both of those, though. So we're going to be scrapping one of those. I think we're going to scrap the one in Buka. Coastal fortifications, airbase in Buka, scrap it. Thank you very much. I don't know if I really care to build up the one. Do I really need the other one in Shortland? I mean, I guess it has its uses against Henderson Field. Kind of. Guess we'll keep it and build it up, because why not? Chinese government is offering to sell us 13-inch guns, sure. We don't use 13-inch guns, but it gets us out of the research queue at least. Which is the only reason I'm bothering to take it. Wonderful. You guys need... Ooh, really? You're going to do light jet fighters. Interesting. One of these is going to have to be changed, though. Because I want my special squadron. And that leaves us one short. And I'm going to say, let's put that on a jet attack. I am also inclined to say... make them night capable. Oh, light jet fighters cannot be night capable. Good to know. Good to know. I think this is why you guys were telling me before that you were going to have issues launching at night, if I recall correctly. So let's fix that. Not that it matters. Nationalist gives us even more budget. Wonderful. Hopefully we don't lose it almost immediately. Improved launcher technology reduces missile mount reload time. It allows quadruple launchers for light SAMs. Wonderful. Ooh, that is a lot of budget. Damn, I love you guys. Love it when you give me budget. I'm thinking 2 more Naniwas. And let's sneak in a Yakaze. Because we can just barely afford one. Spain wants something. No. Spain, I don't care for an alliance with you at all. Let's kick up our research because we actually have budget. Again. Long-range air-to-air missiles, wonderful. Increases air-to-air value of heavy jet fighters. Cap forces enemy aircraft to launch anti-ship missiles with lower hit rates. Wonderful. Division editor. Carrier Division 2 is going to carry the Katsuragi. Let's go ahead and add the Yakazes in on some of these guys. Oh, the Nakazes need refits. Yes, I'm going to take that offer. Build a highway system again. Oh, I think I pressed the wrong button there for Shortland. Rebuild. Spacious. I want to give you at least one of those. Medium SSMs I'm fine with. Let's do DEHI. Or not. It's my timer going off. Okay, DES KL. Nope. ST would be for reverse. No, actually those would be sideways, evidently. Or broadside, rather. Interesting. V would be a broadside as well. Okay, well this still gets you the same number of total launches as you had before. With the big advantage being that, well, you know, it's lighter is really the big thing there. Improve the fire control. We're going to have to drop down the light AA that we literally just tried to add. Can I auto-load? Yes, I can. It would cost quite a bit to up your ammo, though, which is the unfortunate reality. And I'd like to do it, I really would. Okay, well we got a few things we can actually remove. Get rid of the depth charge throwers and the increased depth charge storage. Medium SSMs in the D and E slots. One helipad, bare minimum. Towed array sonar. Drop one of the torpedo mounts. Improve that. Spacious crew. I still need to do this and give you gas turbine. Minesweeping gear is pretty pricey in terms of weight, but if I kick the torpedoes down to 4 again, we can afford that. And we can put one light AA gun. One fire control position is fine, I think, for a destroyer realistically. We can use that to add one more medium AA and another light AA gun. I'm liking this. I'm liking this quite a bit. We are going to lose... Actually, I don't think we're losing any actual minesweeping in all reality. Because it looks like we were supposed to be getting 10 anyway, is our nominal value. So, we're still getting the same amount, and at least you will have minesweeping gear now as well, which you didn't have before. So that's fine with me. That is about 1,000 per, and it takes 8 months. So we're going to be losing money as a result of that, which means I need to halt construction of something. Here we go. That has us making money again. Reserve fleet, you guys. Let's see if I can maybe... Nope, I'm still going to need to leave you unhalted. Minakazes also need a refit, but I don't know if there's really anything I can do for you guys in that regard. I feel like the answer is probably not. You are, I think, just too ancient to be able to resolve. Yeah, I'm not thinking I can resolve you guys and get you to be able to exist or stick around, so I'm going to scrap the Minakazes. Mochizuki's, I think, are the same size. I didn't pay attention. So they're probably going to have the same issue. Or maybe not. Maybe not. No, actually, it looks like they will have the same issue. How do we do this? Don't do radar directed medium AA? I mean, I'd rather have it be radar directed, so I think we'll just have it. And then use up whatever little bit of weight remaining we have for some light AA. Okay, yep, that's the best we can do there. Get those refits done as soon as possible. Shiokazes also need to be refit. They are the same size, so they will probably end up doing something very similar in that regard. Switch it to gas turbine. Use a little bit of weight remaining for some light AA. At least you guys will have 4 SSMs to launch. And we just need to find a way to avoid getting into a war before all these refits are done, because that's going to significantly hurt us if war breaks out before they're done. Strong's... Oh, god damn it. We're just gonna fucking piss them off anyway. Yep. Conflict on the Asian mainland, we say, we're gonna sell weapons. Glorious... it's an Argus class. Nope, that still needs to be built up more. Expand it. Try to get our ally to back down and defuse the situation. Not quite ready for war. I'll take the prestige hit. Quadruple box up. Oh, okay, well, there's our quad medium SSMs. And there's our freeing up of our budget. Fleet U. Put these guys into fleets again. Or, not into fleets again. But add them in now. We have a Naniwa that does not have anybody to go with. So that'd be you. Suzukazes are ready for refits, or at least they're starting to be. Let's go ahead and I think refit all of them at once. Do we try to stick total of 8? I say we do, because why not? And we managed to find a way to do it. go. Oh, okay, we don't do 8. We can only do 3 each. Unfortunately. Due to topside space, or well, rather because they're under 6,000 tons, not due to topside space. And it reloads. If I give you guys any reloads, how does that work out for you? Well, that increases topside load, so we can't really do that unless I just strip everything off the ship, basically. And I don't really want to do that. It's also tons of weight to do it anyway. Late dreadnought guns, maybe drop down to 1 gun each. Like the more modern configurations, and then I give you guys reloads. I need to trade off. Three guns leaves us with 1 extra. Torpedo reloads above water, yes. Can I upgrade to 5-inch? Nope. Way too heavy. And you guys look silly without being dual guns, I'm gonna be honest. They really do. Okay, that's fine. We'll live. We could give them depth charge throwers for shits and giggles, but they don't really serve a purpose. They don't increase the ASW value. And I don't think I can afford to do a light SAM in the middle. Definitely, even if I could, it would not be a 4-2, it would be a single, and yeah, no, we can't afford that, and don't have the topside space either. Though I guess really the thing is, you guys probably don't actually have the ability to use your reloads realistically. So maybe we do that. Nope, can't afford that. It's way too heavy actually, so never mind. There we go, do it like that. And we'll stick with 5 radar, that's fine. So, 1 helicopter, 6 medium SSMs with no reloads. I like this. This is a decent design. It's going to be pretty pricey to actually implement, but that's fine. Britain and France renewed their security agreement. That's not too surprising. Leave that. Don't have the budget. Katsuragi, how are you doing? Where's the other Katsuragi? It is another year out, so it would probably come out during the war if we end up with one. No, he's below average. Why would I give a below average person command of something that's currently commanded by an above average person? That seems stupid. I'm going to take the prestige hit. I'm not going to let you micromanage with stupid ideas. I know, I see your point, sir. We should probably put somebody in charge of Southeast Asia. I don't think it's the below average dude. Here we go. Anti-service capability of SAMs. I don't know why this came so late. Medium and heavy SAMs can be launched against surface targets. These, I believe, however, do not have like effectively beyond the horizon capability. So you need to basically be looking at it like with guns. But there are some advantages of just sort of loading your ships up with medium and heavy SAMs instead of using actual surface-to-surface missiles. And the big thing there is SAMs have reloads built into them by default. I'm pretty sure with all of them it's 20 reloads. When I say 20 reloads, that's actually, I think, more accurately 20 additional shots total, I believe. So if you have a single launcher or 4 launchers, it doesn't matter. It's a total of 20 more rounds able to be fired. So you'll go through that a lot faster with a 4-tube SAM compared to a single tube SAM. But yeah, there are some advantages. You know, they're generally not quite as heavy when it comes to giving reloads. So, you know, it might be worthwhile. But we're getting this tech so damn late that it's not, I think, relevant to try to design the ship around taking advantage of it. I would have had to have designed a ship with it in mind well before we actually got the tech, and in the meantime, that ship would be practically worthless. I don't really like doing that if I can avoid it. Oh shit, France and the USA sign an alliance now. We're going to insult the Spanish. Okay, so unfortunately the US and France just signed an alliance. And France and Britain have an alliance. Therefore, as far as I'm concerned, Britain and the US have an alliance. So if we go to war with Britain, France will inevitably join in, and the USA will eventually join in as well. But the US won't join in until after France joins. Of course, lo and behold, this is finally when Germany decides, oh hey, we want to fight the British. Thanks, Germany. You couldn't have done this, you know, when I was at war with them. Why do I have to back you in a war against Britain when you didn't back me in a war against Britain? I fail to see the logic there. And I'm inclined to say, let's just try to diffuse the situation so I can power through the next, 48-ish, I'm lazy, turns. It's not actually true. It's more like 42. In reality, since we're in June of 1966 and the game ends, I believe, when the game ticks over to January 1971. So it's more of a 42-ish turns left. Well, excuse me, actually, we're in July. Technically, so. Well, this event is for July 1966. But nonetheless, it's still like 42-ish turns. And we can power through that relatively quickly and probably avoid a war for the rest of the series, which is why I say again, I'm inclined to just probably end the series here, because the reality is I don't think we're going to have enough time to fight a worthwhile war. So we did not fully accomplish our goal for this series, which was to, you know, take over all of Asia, or at least what we could of it. The British, unfortunately, still hold some territory in Southeast Asia. But I suppose we could make a reasonable argument that even though they do hold land in Southeast Asia, that we are the dominant force in Asia. China doesn't exist as far as we're concerned navally. We can even pull up the almanac to back that. They have the smallest navy in the entire game with 200,000 fleet tonnage. And basically no capital ships to speak of. They are in theory working on 2 CVs that are being built. How big are those CVs? 42,300 tons. We have no intel on them. They have a CVL from 1957. So that's good for them, I guess. But a lot of their fleet is actually still relatively old. I mean, I say that. We got some old stuff as well. I mean, Jesus, we got some 1920s destroyers still operational. And a 1920... I don't know what the hell the Alba and Kako have done to survive this damn long. But they've got some, you know, God looking over them or something, because there's no way in hell that they would still be alive here. I mean, granted, I say that, and then we look further up the list and we see the Tsukuba and the Kurama, our initial battle cruisers that then became dreadnoughts because they technically no longer qualified as battle cruisers because we couldn't make them fast enough to maintain that designation from 1910 and 1911. You know, we're going to ignore the corvettes. You know, they still exist. Those are our oldest ships still in service. And I don't know why they're still here. They get lucky in engagements somehow. And they just straight up avoid actually taking significant damage. In fact, I'm inclined to look at their battle record before we end this part, because I'm curious. But I'm going to take the prestige it. I'm going to tell Germany, back off. So, Tsukuba, laid down March 1906. Commissioned August 10th, August 1910. No major engagements that it took part in until June of 1921, where it scored 7 main battery hits on a French armored cruiser. Took no damage in that one. October 1921, again against the French, it scored 10 main battery hits against 2 French battle cruisers and took medium damage in exchange. 1922, battle against a German dreadnought, scored 20 main battery hits. Then didn't really do anything again until 1944, where it took heavy damage and shot down 2 enemy aircraft against the British in the Singapore Strait. Didn't really do any damage there though, but somehow managed to limp alive between gunfire and torpedoes. And then it's just not done anything since then, unfortunately. That's presumably going to be a fairly similar story for the Kurama. Laid down March 1906, commissioned March 1911, took part in a battle against the German Navy, scored 1 main battery hit against the Strasbourg in November 1912. So it didn't take quite as long, I think, as the Tsukuba to actually get into a fight. June 1921, did a little bit against that same French armored cruiser. Let's see. October 1921, scored 29 main battery hits against various French ships. Scored 6 main battery hits on the Lothringen, that same German dreadnought from before. It actually did a little bit in the Battle of Vladivostok in September of 1939. Oh, here we go. Battle of Singapore Strait. It actually managed to do some stuff. 1944, missiles and torpedoes. It took medium damage, scored 6 main battery hits on 3 different battle cruisers, and shot down 2 aircraft. Second Battle of Singapore Strait in December of 1944. Light damage from gunfire, and it did 40 main battery hits against 2 dreadnoughts. Or, a battle cruiser and a dreadnought. Shot down 1 aircraft, and then didn't really do anything since then. So, you know, they did some stuff. It wasn't a whole lot in some ways, I think would be the best way to describe it. They really did miss out a fair bit. But yeah, I think that's going to be the end, I think, of this series, because unfortunately the reality is I don't think there's enough turns really left for us to do too much that's interesting, and especially with our diplomats being such shit, it's just going to basically be the same thing it constantly is. We go to war with Britain. We run for about a year. And then our diplomats say, what do you want to do? And I tell them, don't let them off lightly. They say, oh, let them off lightly? Okay. Every damn time. In our wars against Britain. At least after that very first war we fought Britain, and we tried numerous times to take Hong Kong. Every other war against Britain since then has basically ended because our diplomats, they're hard of hearing, would probably be the nicest way to describe it. That or they're British spies. And so when I say don't let the British off lightly, guess what they do? They let them off lightly, where there's no territorial exchanges. And we get nothing. Despite losing ships and men and resources and money. We get basically nothing at the very end of that, except for a big, fat load of debt. So, yeah, no, I'm inclined to just end this series here, I think. I'm not quite sure what's going to be replacing it, because I didn't really exactly think that far ahead. I was hoping that that war that we just finished earlier this part was going to go for longer, but obviously our diplomats had different plans. And I frankly just don't really care to go to war again and have the same shit happen again. So I think that's going to be it for this series. Let's go ahead and pull up our history real quick, and let's take a look at our war and prestige. So, first ever war, 1893 against China. Whole bunch of major battles and resounding victory there. 1899, short little war with Russia and Italy. Nothing really exciting. That just kind of ended because there wasn't really a reason to keep fighting it, because I think we took what we wanted off of Russia pretty quickly, and I didn't care to really keep fighting that. Our first major war against Britain and France. Mostly a resounding victory for us. They had a couple of major victories on their end, but in exchange we took a lot of stuff off of them. Quick little war against Germany in between 1912 and 1914. Not exactly an interesting war. War against France and America, more so France than anything else. 21 to 24, mostly in our favor. French got lucky with one battle, or one major battle at least. 1929 to 34, a fairly lengthy war against Russia. Straight up just resounding victory for us. That one I think was a case of it just kind of dragged on because we didn't really have the ability to fight one another, and that was one of the rare times where our diplomats decided not to go and fuck me over. 1939 to 41, another war against Russia. 44 to 45, a very short war against Britain. Bunch of major victories for us. Short war because of our diplomats. 52 to 53, a short war against Germany that had literally one major battle because what the hell was going to happen in it. 54 to 56, a short war against Germany and Britain. I don't know why Britain's flag isn't being shown here, but I clearly see their flag up here. A couple major battles across the entire campaign, few in their favor, victory for us at the very end, and then this damn war that we just finished. 60 to 61. Several major victories, all for us, and nothing to show for it. Fleet tonnage, let's see, we are the red. So, I mean, we've sort of held our own. Kind of. It's a little hard to see it. I really wish you could just uncheck some of these if you wanted to do more direct comparisons, but whatever. You know, we've held our own, relatively speaking. I think economy is probably really one of the better places to look for us. So, I mean, we go from like basically no economy to speak of to just up and up and up. And it just keeps climbing after every single war. This is where we overtake the British after that war in the mid-40s. And we just kind of stayed above their budget somehow throughout the rest of the campaign, which I didn't realize. Of course, America is just fucking ridiculous with their budget. You know, here in the 30s, yeah, early 30s, where it just starts skyrocketing. Summary of ships lost. We surprisingly actually aren't the worst. We only ever lost one dreadnought. The British have lost 5. And 6 battle cruisers and 3 CVs, same as us. So, you know, I mean, realistically, this is a pretty decent. I think summary of ships lost for us over the course of the campaign. Also, really, I didn't realize we had a larger budget than Britain. No, we don't. Game, you're lying to me. That economy must not be budget solely. It must be... Is it? It's base resources, I think, is basically what it's looking at. Because that's the only thing that would make any sense. Because we don't have a larger budget. We just don't. Oh yeah, no, it is base resources. It literally says right there, base resources. So yeah, no. Okay, we've had better base resources than Britain for a while. But they do have a larger budget. But yeah, that's going to be it for this series, I think. There will be a bit of downtime while I try to figure out what's going to replace this series. Like I said, didn't really think that far ahead, but I'm not really interested in continuing this at this point just because of how unlucky we've been getting with our diplomats. And I mean, we're so close to the end anyway, so what the hell does it matter? I don't see much changing in the 4 years that are left in this save, realistically. So I will see you all next time with whatever the next series is. But until then, goodbye and farewell.